Hello everyone, welcome back to Math with Allison. Today we're working in our parametric and polar curve series. So we're going to be talking about parametric lines. Let's go ahead and dive in, and of course we are starting with an example. So here we're already given x of t and we're given y of t. What if I told you I wanted to write out this line and I want to eliminate the parameter? So I want to write it only in terms of x and y, I do not want to have the t. One way you can do that is to actually graph out the line and use point slope form. So let's go ahead and try that out. Here we have x of t is equal to negative 2 plus 3t, so let's go ahead and plug in these t values. When I plug in negative 3, I get negative 2 minus 9 is negative 11. When I plug in negative 2, I get negative 2 minus 6, negative 8. When I plug in negative 1, negative 2 minus 3 is going to be negative 5. Notice what's happening each time here. We're adding 3. So let's just keep adding 3. Negative 2, positive 1, 4, 7. So right now what I know is that my change in x is equal to 3. Notice how that's super similar, right, to the value that's being multiplied by t, right? 3. So similarly, we're going to notice that for our y's. Here we have t's multiplied by negative 6, so we're going to be subtracting 6 each time. So when we plug in negative 3, we get 4 plus 18 is equal to 22. And now we're going to be subtracting 6 each time. So we go down to 16, 10, 4, negative 2, negative 8, and negative 14. So let's go ahead and write out the points that we're going to plot. We're going to go negative 11, 22. So also, just by doing this, we knew what our change in y was equal to. It is equal to negative 6, right? So the slope of our line is going to be change in y over change in x, negative 6 over 3, which is equal to negative 2. You can also see that in the relationship between points, right? In order to get from 7 to negative 14, we're going to multiply that by negative 2. Same thing right here, we're going to multiply by negative 2. So let's go ahead and graph this out. I'm just going to start with negative 11, 22. Go over to negative 11. I'm going to go up 22, which is about right here. And then I'm going to plot the last point. So 7, negative 14. 7's right here. And then I'm going to go down 14, which is about right here. And I'm going to end up just plotting this line, right? All the points are going to be filled in between. And here t is between negative infinity and infinity. So this is a line going off in either direction still. But our orientation is that we're going downwards, right? So we already found the slope of this line, right? Change in y over change in x. And so let's go ahead and fill in our equation. Y minus y naught is equal to m times x minus x naught. We already found our slope, and let's go ahead and just choose a random point. I'm just going to choose the smallest point, so 1, negative 2. Let's go ahead and see what happens. We get y plus 2 is equal to negative 2x minus 1. So here y plus 2 is equal to, that's negative 2x plus 2. If I subtract 2 from both sides, we get that y is equal to negative 2x. And that right there is our equation, right? So it should be hitting at the origin. I didn't draw, right? Pretend it hits at the origin, right? So what did we notice about the lines? Well, we noticed that the slope and the change in y and the change in x can actually be found directly inside the relationship, right? We get negative 6 over 3 is equal to negative 2. Now, notice anything interesting about the point that we have here. This is from when t is equal to 0. So we use a point and the slope is already hidden in there. Very interesting. So let's go ahead and talk about this in general. We get that x is equal to x naught plus a of t, y is equal to some y naught plus b of t. So let's go ahead and plug in t is equal to 0, right? When we plug in t is equal to 0, we get the point x naught, y naught. This is a point that the line goes through. You can choose any point, it's just the point that we have chosen here. Now let's go ahead and plug in when t is equal to 1. So when t is equal to 1, we get x naught plus a, right? And then for y, we get y naught plus b. So we already found our point, right? This is our point for point slope form. We can also find the slope. So we get change in y over change in x is equal to, we get y naught plus b minus y naught divided by x naught plus a minus x naught. So notice what cancels here. We're left with b over a, which is equal to our slope. So that's where the parameterized equations come from. It comes from the slope and a point. Going back to our original example, we can also eliminate the parameter without having to graph it out. Graphing it out is one way. You can also do it more of an algebraic way. So here, without writing it fancy, I'm just going to say this is equal to x, this is equal to y. We can solve for t in one of them, and we can plug that into the other. So with the x equation, let's go ahead and solve for t. So if I add over 2, x plus 2 is equal to 3t. So then dividing by 3, we end up getting t all by itself. And now we can plug that into y. So here, y is equal to 4 minus 6, and then we can plug in our t value, right? So here that cancels out to 2. We get y is equal to 4 minus 2, x plus 2. Let's go ahead and distribute. 4 minus 2x minus 4, yep. So we get y is equal to 2x. So you can do it either way. You end up with the exact same answer, right? Okay, let's try another example. We want to find two pairs of parametric equations for the line with a slope of 1/3 that passes through the point 2, 1. So basically, we know already that the slope is equal to b over a. So this is equal to 1/3. That tells us that b is equal to 1 and that a is equal to 3. We also have a point, right? So the point is 2, 1. That's going to be our x naught, and that's going to be our y naught. So let's go and write it out. X, or x of t, is equal to 2 plus 3t. Y is equal to 1 plus t, just t. Right? And this is going to be the entire line. So our t values are not going to be bounded. They're going to be unbounded, right? So this is going to be for t values between negative infinity and positive infinity. There's no ending to our line. So yeah. Now that's just one pair of parametric equations. One way that you can find another pair, so A, it's not unique, B, there's tons of them, is you can just change the slope, right? If I'm like, for example, I can rewrite the slope as -1 divided by -3. That is the same slope. But now my A is equal to -3 and my B is equal to -1. So you could change it up that way. You could have 2 over 6, right? That's another example. So here x is equal to, that's going to be 2 minus 3t, and y is equal to 1 minus t. And again, this is going to be for t values between positive infinity and negative infinity, right? So that's one way you can jazz it up. Now we want to find parametric equations for the line segment. So this is starting at the point P, 4, 7, and ending at Q, which is 2, -3. So we do have a finish and an end. First, let's go ahead and find the slope. The slope is change in y over change in x. -3 minus 7 over 2 minus 4. So that is equal to -10 over -2. Now I'm going to keep the negatives in there just so we can kind of keep the orientation. You could also reduce this to -5 over -1, whatever you want. So b is equal to -5, a is equal to -1. Here, let's go ahead and choose our starting point to be our first point, right? So we're going to choose the point 4, 7 to be our x naught and our y naught. And I will talk about y very soon. So x is equal to our starting point 4, and that's going to be minus t. And then our y is going to be 7 minus 5t. So why did I choose the first point? It's because of our t values. So let's go ahead and find which t values this is true for, right? Because now it's not going to be all t values. So let's start with t equal to 0. The reason I chose our starting point to be 4, 7 is because when you plug in t is equal to 0, we get the point 4, 7, which is where we're starting. We're starting at P and we're going to Q. So that's wonderful. Now let's go ahead and find where we're supposed to stop. And we can do that by plugging in t values until we find where we have to stop. We'll move on to the next whole number, t is equal to 1. So here we get 4 minus 1 is 3, 7 minus 5 is 2. Now let's go on to t is equal to 2, right? We get 4 minus 2 is 2, 7 minus 10 is -3. And that's our Q, that's when we're supposed to stop. So I know that this is going to be for t values between 0 and 2. And that's how we can find the parametric equations for a line segment like this. So that is all I have for us today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I have many more like it, so make sure to check out my playlists. They're linked down below. Otherwise, please give this video a thumbs up and comment other problems or topics you'd like to see done. Thanks for watching.